Good evening, everyone. So, in the revision sessions, here in this class, we will see the important chapters: percentage, profit and loss, simple interest, compound interest, discount, and partnership. Surely, no 2 to 3 questions will be there based on this. So, you have to go through that. All the fundamentals I taught you in your foundation. Please go through the handouts provided, in your groups. So, let us see some questions here. Based on the following. So, what you need to do here is, so this kind of model was there in your 2022. So therefore you must have to focus this kind of models also. Okay. They're not giving any diagrams, but they are mentioning here. A pie diagram shows the percentage distribution of the total salary of an employee in the various components. He receives 60% salary as a basic pay, 15% of the total salary as a HRA, 18% of the total salary receiving as a DA, rest receiving as a other allowances. Now try to understand here. Two questions are here. If HRA and DA corresponds to X percentage of the basic pay, please understand basic pay, then what is the value of X? Then what is the value of X? So how to solve this question here? Now try to understand, you are not knowing the total salary. Either you can take it as some unknown, or else you can assume some values also. What I'm going to do here is I'm taking the total salary as 1,000. Simple value itself you can take. Then you can see the basic pay here. Basic pay here is nothing but a 60% of that, not total. 60% of that 1,000 is nothing but a 600. Then HRA, 15% of the total. Please understand total salary. So this is nothing but the total. Okay, I'm assuming you. 15% is nothing but a 150. Then a DA provided here as a 18%, 180. Then other allowances. Now try to understand how to find out the other allowances. You have to add up. Okay. So you have to add up this 600, 150 and 180, and then you can subtract from the 1,000. So therefore from the total salary you can subtract this here, 930. If you are subtracting this 930, you will be getting 70. So this is nothing but the other allowances. Now after finding out this data and move on to that, HRA and DA corresponds to the total X percent of the basic pay. Okay, so X percentage of the basic pay. What is the basic pay? 600. So which is equal to HRA and DA corresponds to the X percent of the total basic pay. So now we can take that one, HRA and DA. You can add up this here. So therefore 150 plus 180. According to the data you can proceed it. Okay. So therefore X by 100 of 600, so which is equal to 330. That is 0 and a 0 getting cancelled. So therefore X is equal to 330 by 6, which is nothing but a 55. Right. So therefore the option for the first question here is C. Is the correct answer. 55 is the correct answer. Now let us solve the second question here. So what is the second question here? Read it carefully. If Y represents the basic pay and other allowances, basic pay plus other allowances. Basic pay here is a 600. Then other allowances nothing but 70. Now this model was there. Second question model was there in your 2022. Therefore you must have to focus this one also. Like they are giving you some values and they are asking you to find out the total angle formed by Y. So specifically they will ask you to find out some angle, right? At the center of the pie diagram, in a pie diagram the total angle nothing but a 360 degree. So what is the total angle here? That a total angle in a pi, so which is nothing but 360 degree. So this complete 360 degree in a pie chart, nothing but the total salary, right? So this total salary is equal to total angle, 360 degree. So what is the total salary? 1000. So the 1000 is equal to 360 degree. So what you need to find out here? So you need to find out the y. So what is the y here? 670. This 670 is equal to how much degree? So let us take that as a theta degree. Now simply cross multiply this. So then automatically you will be getting. So therefore 1000 degree is equal to 670 into 360. Right. So then 2 zeros you can cancel here. So then that theta becomes 67 into 36 by 10. So if you see this one, you will be getting the numerator nothing but 2412. So divisible by 10. So divisible by 10 means 1 decimal point will be there. 241.2 degree. So this model very important. Please focus on this pi diagram kind of model. Nowadays they are not projecting a diagram, but they are giving a question based on this one. So answer for this question here is D option. Okay, so please focus on this kind of questions also important. Next, consider the following statements here. Okay, here the question is based on the compound interest and as well as simple interest. I'm giving in terms of a statement based questions here. Yes, possible to get. For that you need to revise all the basic PDFs related to the simple interest and the compound interest. Okay, I have provided you. See, few things understand, few topics you need to remember the formulas. Few topics like percentage, they're testing your skills, analytical skills only. Whereas here in the compound interest and simple interest, surely you need to remember some formulas. So therefore, go through the PDF and revise the formulas, etc. I gave you all that completely. So now, first of all, you go through that first question. Total, first statement, it is total compound interest will be approximately the same as the principal amount if it is calculated for the 2 years at this much of a rate of interest here. So now you are not knowing the principal, but here they are providing no compound interest. The compound interest same as the principal amount. So first of all, you need to know about the compound interest formula. So compound interest is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 the whole power T minus P, right? Or else you can take P as a common, that is also okay. I provided by taking P as a common, that is also correct. Now here not knowing the principal, let us take the principal as a P itself. Or we are knowing 41.4 percentage, T duration 2 years. Let us calculate, let us check whether that that simple interest nothing but the P, because the question says that in this rate of percentage this much of year your compound interest becomes a principal. So therefore we have to get the compound interest as a P. Okay, let us see here. So I'm substituting P here because I'm taking principal as a P itself. So 1 plus 41.4 by 100 the whole square minus P. Now you can take the LCM here. So 100 plus 41 becomes a 141.4 by 100 the whole square minus P. Now P nothing but if you are dividing with 100 at 2 decimal point, you need to move towards left side. So therefore 1.414 the whole square. See, understand the basic skills are very very important. This root 2 is nothing but a 1.414. If you are knowing this kind of logics, then easily you can substitute and you can solve this kind of questions. Now CP becomes now I'm substituting, replacing here 1.414 nothing but root 2. Approximately you can substitute here. So root 2 and the square getting cancelled, then it becomes a 2. 2 into P becomes a 2P. 2P minus P becomes P. Yes. This is a compound interest, isn't it? Yes, this question is based on the compound interest. Your compound interest nothing but the principal itself, P. I am taking principal as a P. We are getting compound interest as a P itself. So therefore the first statement correct. So let us see that second statement. Okay, statement number 2. The total simple interest will be the same as the principal amount if it is calculated for the 50 months at 24% per annum rate, right? So here you need to know about the very basics. So this and all they are in your school days as well as I provided you in your class also, P or T by 100. Then the principal, let us take as a P itself. Let us see whether we are getting a principal P or which is same as that simple interest also like a P. If it is same, that statement is right. Then rate provided as a 24%. Now here only plays a vital role. 50 months provided here, so you need to convert this in terms of a year. Okay, first of all, because that percentage provided in terms of 24% per annum rate, please go through that also this. So now 1 year nothing but the 12 months, right? So therefore 1 by 12 year is nothing but a 1 month. So here 50 month, no, so this 50 month is equal to 50 by 12 year. The 50 by 12 you can cancel here, so which is nothing but a 25 by 6, right? So therefore let us take a T becomes a 25 by 6. Now you can substitute in the formula. So SI is equal to P is nothing but the P. R here is nothing but 24. Here time duration here is nothing but 25 by 6. Denominator, right? To the denominator getting multiplied in the denominator itself. So therefore here 6, here 100. This is nothing but a 4. Then 4, 25 are 100 getting cancelled. Simple interest also the same as the principal. So this statement is also correct. Both the statements here are correct. So like that the UPSC will project a questions based on the statement kind also. Develop the fundamentals, be strong in the fundamentals. Okay. Next question. This kind of conversion based questions, if you see the 2024 examination, simple questions are there based on the conversion. So you must have to go through these things here. X scores 56 marks in the examination. Y scored 10% less marks than the Z. Z scored 25% more marks than X. How much did Y score? How much did Y score? According to the statement itself, if you are developing the data means easy. X here is equal to 56 provided in the question. Y scored 10% less mark than the Z, but you are not knowing. With this data, you can't able to find out the Y score here. So now move on to the Z mark. So since here Z is the unknown, with the rest of the data, whether you can able to find out the Z or not, that one you need to find out here. So now Z is equal to 25% more. Please understand, 25% more than the X. No, more means what? Directly you can calculate 125%, now 125% of the 56, that one you can calculate, or else 25% of 56. More means you have to add up that original mark here, so therefore 56. So this is nothing but a 25 by 100. Here 56 plus 46. So here 4 times. So here 14. Understanding, right? 4 table 14 times. So therefore Z becomes 70. So now easily you can able to calculate the rest here. Y scored 10%. Y scored 10% less marks than Z. So Y is equal to 10% less only, right? So therefore 70 minus 10% of 70. So therefore 70 minus 7. So Y here is nothing but 63. Understanding? So now the Y becomes a 63. So like that, very simple questions also there in your 2024. You should not forget this. So you have to work on this kind of questions. Okay. Next year, this kind of nota based questions, the election based questions, the data, 2 candidate participating in the election, this kind of questions are there in many of the previous year question paper. In the recent year 2023, there was a question based on this also. So you must have to focus this also. Only 2 candidates participated in the election in your country's constituency. Where? So the data 15,000 here. The winner got 52% of the total valid votes, while Nota got 24% of the total valid vote. 1500 votes were declared as invalid. 5500 people did not cast their vote. The number of valid vote that the losing candidate got. So there is a possible to get a question, so losing candidate and then winning candidate, and then the difference between that winning and losing. So this kind of question plays a very crucial role in an examination. You must have to focus these things also. Read one or twice, then easily you can able to get that data. So here the data provided here as the total number of people. The total number of people here is 15,000. After this, read it carefully. Okay, so you will be getting some data here, but not in the subsequent, maybe in the end of that question also. Therefore you need to develop here. If 5500 people did not cast their vote, so therefore you subtract this here. So this did not cast their vote, right? So therefore how much here? 5500. Then so therefore please mark like that. Okay, the total people who cast their vote, so that is important. Subtract this here. So here total people cast their vote here is 9500. Among this, 1500 votes were declared as invalid. So therefore you have to subtract that invalid here. So invalid here is nothing but 1500. If you are subtracting this one, then you will be getting a valid. So this valid here is nothing but 8000. So this is the data you need to find out here. Okay. Now from this valid vote, 52% of the total valid votes going to be the winner. So you can see a lot of ways are there after finding the valid votes here, right? What is the total number of valid votes losing candidate? 52 for this person, for a Nota 24%. You can calculate the rest of the percentage, with respect to. So this is nothing but a 76%. This 76%, 100% always going to be the valid. Please understand. So minus 76% you have to subtract. So if you are subtracting, then this 24%, who is getting? Losing person. So this, losing candidate getting this one. This is one method. Okay. So therefore 24 by 100 into 8000. So cancel this one. Then you will be getting 1920. This is one method, right? So method 2, separately calculating, because the question may be there, how many of the votes got by the winner, Nota got, or else difference between the winner and the losing. So for that only I am teaching you this here. So 52%, right? 52% is nothing but a 52 by 100 into 8000. You can cancel this here. So then it becomes a 4160. So this is nothing but the winning candidate, right? Then Nota. So Nota got a 24%. 24 by 100 into 8000. So 2 zeros you can cancel. 1920. This is one way. Then from the total you can find the losing candidate. So which is equal to 8000 minus 4160 minus 1960. So that also 1920. So now please understand, and you can apply your. Why I am teaching the method 2? Because if the question here is the difference between the winning and the losing candidate number of votes means this one, or else by how many number of votes the winning candidate win this election, right? So like this the question possible. So therefore you have to focus on these things also. Next year, there are two numbers. 35% of the first number is equal to the 65% of the second number. If the average of both the number here is 24 less than the first number, then find 75% of the second number. Yes, this kind of simple calculations are no there in the UPSC. One simple example here is 2024. If you are taking means that this kind of simple questions are there. Picking up that questions are very important. Okay, so read it. There are two numbers, but you are not knowing the two numbers. Okay, so therefore we will take that two numbers here. Okay, so therefore two numbers, let us take that as a x and y. Now move on with the statements here. 35% of the x is equal to 65% of the second number. So this is nothing but the first, this is nothing but the second. 65% of the second number. So now we can rearrange here. 35 by 100 of x, which is equal to 65 by 100 of x. Oh, sorry, 100 of y. 100 getting cancelled. 5 table you can cancel this one. 7x is equal to 13y. I am keeping this as a equation number 1. Next here, average of the both the numbers. What is the average of the both the numbers? X plus y by 2. This is the average. Now understand, the average of the both the numbers is equal to 24 less than the first number. 24 less than the first number. So what is the first number? X. So 24 less means minus. So what is the average? So x plus y by 2, which is equal to x minus 24. Now cross multiply. X plus y is equal to 2x minus 48. Then you find the y. Bring that x towards the RHS. 2x minus x becomes x. So x minus 48. Now keep this as equation number 2. Now substitute 2 in 1. Substitute 2 in 1. So now 7x, which is nothing but 13 into x minus 48. Now rearrange. 7x is equal to 13x. Just multiply this inside the bracket here. Okay. So minus 624. Rearrange. 13x minus 7x, which is equal to 624, which is nothing but 6x. Now x is nothing but a 624 by 6. Cancel. So x is nothing but a 104. Fast calculations required in the examination, work on and practice. Now we have to find out the y value. So therefore substitute in the 2. So y is nothing but a 104 minus 48. So then the y becomes a 56. After finding out the y, read the data here. Then find 75% of the second number. What is the second number? Here, 56. So therefore 75% of the 56 is equal to what? So this is the question. You know, or else you can write like that. If you are knowing in terms of a corresponding fraction, that is better. If you are not knowing this, you can convert like this also, not a problem. 3 by 4. Directly you can able to find what is the 3 by 4 of 56. That is the question. You can cancel this here. 14. So therefore 3 into 14. 3 into 14 becomes a 42. So the answer for this question here is 42. So like that you must have to learn all the fundamentals and the basics first here. So next, last question. So this kind of arrangement based questions also important. Go through the previous year, automatically you can able to know why I am teaching these things here. X, Y, Z are the 3 books. If Z is read with X, please understand carefully. If Z is read with X, the number of chapters increases by 60%. Okay, you are reading X completely. When the Z is adding, then only it becomes a 60%. That is the understanding you need to develop here. If Y is read with Z, so therefore you are completing Z or else reading Z. When Y is added, then the number of chapters increases by 50%. So when Y is added, then only it increases by 50%. Please understand that one. So therefore Z becomes in that case 100. Whereas in the first case X becomes 100. Okay, when Z is added, then only it becomes 160. Second case, when y is added, then only it becomes 150. Arrange the books in their number of chapters. Arrange the books in order of their number of chapters. Now, very simple question here. So let us take a number of chapters here as a x, y, z. You can take it as a x, y, z. Now read it carefully. So here x, y, z. So this is nothing but the books. Actual number of chapters. This is x, y, z. Small x, y, z. Or okay, no problem. You can take like this also, no problem. Or else a, b, c. You can take anything, no problem. Now read it carefully. When z is read with x you are already doing. Now you are adding that z. What happens here? X already there. No. Increases by 60%. What happens here? 60% of the total. That is nothing but the x here. So therefore, you can place 60% of the x. Very important. You need to develop this here. So in directly you can write 160 by 100 of x. So it becomes a 1.6 of x. Okay, 1.6 of x. Then find out the z. Z becomes a 0.6 of x. X is nothing but the x only. Please understand. Next here, when you are doing z, when z is added, it increases by 50%. So therefore, actually you are doing 100% of the chapters with respect to the z. 50% here increases. No. So therefore, what happens here? 1.5 of z. Then y becomes 1.5 of z minus z becomes a 0.5 of z. Now z is there. Please convert that value. Then only we can able to arrange here. So therefore 0.6 of. So therefore it becomes a 0.3 of x. So therefore x is greater than. This is only 0.6 of x, right? 0.6 of x means x is greater, because x here is nothing but a x only. That is full x. That is a 1x. So here 0.6. Therefore 1 is greater than 0.6. 0.6 is greater than 0.3, right, of x. So therefore x is greater than z greater than y. So which is the right answer here? A option. So therefore be careful with this kind of simple arrangement questions also. With this I am concluding here. In the upcoming days we'll see some other questions also. Okay, thank you all, have a good day.